If you've decided to play it safe with the Stalker 2 pre-orders and let the first round of them go before you place yours for the collector's edition, well, let's just say it's not going as great as you'd expect. Before we get started, I'm closing in on 2,000 subs. If you could help, that'd be nice. So if you're up to date with the community, you know that, I don't know, maybe about a month ago, a few weeks ago, there was a little debacle with pre-orders. There was a little debacle with the collector's editions. People were wanting refunds left and right. They were canceling their orders. They were saying, "Oh well, I'll just do this. I'll just buy it off of Amazon for 500 instead of 350. I'll do whatever I can to get whatever I want." Right? Other people just decided to throw in the towel and not play with the scammers, the scalpers, so to speak. Now I've come across an interesting post on the r/Stalker subreddit. Game Legends scanned me out of 390 euros. Ignored my mails for over 2 weeks. Hey everyone, I'm furious and need your help to expose Game Legends for scamming customers. They owe me 390 euros for a collector's edition order I cancelled on April 28th. They promised a refund by May 9th, then they lied about shortly on May 12th, and have ignored me and my bank's chargeback requests for weeks as of today, May 30th. My final demand with the lawsuit threat, May 28th, was completely ignored. ECC, VKI, and UOKIK, European Consumer Centers, told me to wait like another 60 days and Plyon won't respond. This isn't new. I found similar complaints here in Trustpilot or Stalker official Discord. They're violating EU law and possibly committing fraud. As for now, I'm preparing a lawsuit with the Consumer Ombudsman, spamming their Facebook, but they're just ignoring or being fools. Considering contacting some gaming media. Has anybody else been screwed by Game Legends? Please share your stories. So right off the bat, the top comment says they also slacked with my refund. They were late by 3 weeks, but after giving them one more week under a threat of reporting them to authorities, I got it in the next few days. If you're in the EU, tell them that after 2 calendar weeks, they're in a breach of EU directive that requires sellers to give you a refund within that time frame. After giving them that deadline, they got my refund within the next few days. So, this comment raises a pretty interesting point. It says you made the situation a whole lot worse by doing a chargeback unless it didn't go through yet. If it hasn't gone through, don't do it, as it will make it worse. So, it's kind of hard to say because I feel like it depends on where you're doing the chargeback. So, for example, let's just say Etsy because it's the most recent interaction, the most recent site interaction I've had, you know? And if you want a refund from Etsy, I'm not saying they're the same fucking thing, but if you want a refund from Etsy, you have to go through customer service. If you just blindly initiate a chargeback, it's not the exact same. You might get the chargeback, but any like customer service, any dealing with the company itself is voided once you ask for that chargeback. That might be what he's talking about there. This is a totally different company in a totally different country, so he might be off there. I'm not sure because I haven't done my research on fucking Game Legends. I just know that the collector's editions have been fucked in almost every possible angle. You know, you get part of it and then you have to wait like 6 months, a year or some shit. You don't even know how long for the rest of it. I get it, man. The artifact lamp is fucking cool as shit. But would it mean I want to wait 8 months for the rest of my shit? No, not really. I would just buy it off of Amazon for an upcharged price so that I can actually get it, you know, and not wait a year, maybe a year and a half, 6 months, 8 months, whatever fucking amount of time. At least with Amazon, you'll get it pretty quick, even if you're getting ripped off a little. But the point is, you're still getting it, you know? Wouldn't you rather not want to wait that long and just pay a little bit more? I understand it's not the optimal way, the optimal procedure to be doing shit, but if it's the only thing you can do in order to get the thing that you want, which you obviously do want because you've been paying $300 plus, euros, whatever, to get the stuff that you want. So you're obviously invested in it because the vast majority of gamers don't pay for shit like this, okay? They don't buy that shit. They don't waste that much fucking money. It's not a waste of money, but you know what I mean? They don't do it. So only the real hyper invested, like real fucking Stalker fans, and of course this would happen with Stalker 2 because it's the first entry in the series after what, like a decade at least, you know, so it's a bit of a special case. This doesn't happen all the time, which is why they did that with the collector's edition, of course. They're going to capitalize on it. They're going to say, hey guys, we're going to sell this at this price. But they fucked up by not getting it out. I feel like the companies they've chosen to do this to outsource to, maybe they just had a bad lot, like a bad deal choosing their companies because Game Legends isn't the only one that's done this. There's been at least a couple more that have been fucking around, not necessarily with chargebacks and refunds, but they've been fucking around and it's been handed off to somebody else, just like the enhanced editions themselves. But those are two totally separate things. So if you want to avoid the stressful situation where you're literally threatening somebody with a lawsuit because they're not going to give you a refund, it shouldn't get to that in the first place. But that's where this guy is at. If you don't want to be stressed out as fuck like this guy, and maybe take my suboptimal advice, go on to Amazon, go on to eBay, go onto a site that is selling it. Somebody else is selling it, like they have a bunch of them all at once, and just buy it for 100, 150. I don't know, maybe 250 more. Okay, you might be pissed at having to pay a little bit more. I rightfully would be. Yes, it's true. But you would have you'd have the entire product. You wouldn't have one part of it and then have to wait on the rest. You wouldn't have to, I don't know, never fucking get it. So you would say, oh, well, I'm going to initiate a refund and get my money back. You would at least get the goddamn thing in the first place. You know what I mean? So you wouldn't have to worry about that. And Amazon's quick with their shipping. So this shit with Amazon, I'm pretty sure it'd be already like made and ready to go. I'm not positive because I haven't done it, but I'm pretty sure the guys selling it over at Amazon actually have stock of them in, which is why they're selling them at that higher price because they know they have them and they know that people want them. So they're going to say, oh, well, we're going to give you everything. We're just going to charge it up a little bit and you're going to pay it because you want it, don't you? Scalpers. And they've been doing it for, years now and it works because people buy into their shit. And in a situation like this, it's entirely valid. Competition is healthy. Not in this form, but it's a way to get the thing you want. So maybe don't complain about the ethics of it if it's giving you what you want. That's all I can really say about it. If you want it, look around for alternative ways to do it. Try to get that refund. Try to do it. Maybe don't do a chargeback, I guess, but just fucking research before you just blindly do something that would be my bit of advice, okay? Don't just do something you immediately regret.